How's it going out there, good people, man? Welcome back to Words of Edification. Caleb, hope everyone's having a great day out there today. This is not going to be long, man, but this is something I just experienced. Well, we already do these episodes probably like a week in advance. We already like have the titles and everything a week in advance, but just to stay on schedule. But this episode right here is going to be called if God be for us, who can be against us, man? I'm gonna tell you something. Back when I was younger, man. When I was younger, man, I had my little crew, I really never ran with anyone. I always been a loner. I always been, better by myself, powerful on my own. But back when I was younger, before I really got to know myself, and before I really got to understand, how uh, not really how grimy people are, because everybody has been grimy at some point of their life, but how grimy people can be towards you that say that they love you. You know what I mean? You can have someone that go and commit a crime with you and still tell on you. You can have someone that would help you. Now, I'm not saying any of these things are good, but what I am saying is this: it goes both ways. If you're doing wrong, you don't expect for people to do right with you where you're doing wrong. If you're doing right, you don't expect people to do you wrong while doing right. So, that's basically what I'm saying. But you have some people that'll help you cheat and then tell on you and try to, sleep with your woman. You know what I mean? So, I've been on both sides of the coin. So, but it really matters who has you, who has your back when it comes to your life. And a lot of times people feel like, man, because I got these connections, man, I'll tell you something. You can, with God, you have everything, and with people, it's only so much that you could get done with people. You can be in the highest group there is. I mean, you can be in the Illuminati. You can be in and that's not even the highest group, organized group. But you can be in all these other high up groups. You can be in some of these royal or elite families. You can be in some of these things, but I'm going to tell you something. It don't matter how many people are in them groups, what culture in, what church you're in, and this and that. If you know, nothing can trump God. You know what I mean? It comes to a point in time where you got to have the biggest boss. You understand what I'm saying? I was telling somebody the other day, and they was telling me like they was asking me questions, and I was basically like helping them to understand like the spiritual system still has a system to it. Just say I commit a crime, or I commit a crime and it's in city limits. I'm gonna go to city court. I commit a felony. I'm probably go to county court or the district, no, county district court. And it's the same thing, but if I don't like what's really going on, I can appeal. You know what I'm saying? So if I catch a case and then I get charged and I say, okay, well, I really don't feel like I was judged righteously. You know what I mean? I can appeal that to a higher court, and that's the same thing like with the spiritual realm. If you are doing something and something that happening against you, you know what I'm saying, without you deserving it, you can appeal to a higher court. There's always a higher court or a higher hierarchy that you can appeal to. You know what I'm saying? To say, this was done against me unjustly and unrighteously, no matter what was paid or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring this. You can bring that case, to a higher court. You know what I mean? For them to judge over, over whatever's going on. So yeah, there's still implications, spiritual implications, and you still can have. Have what is it called? We was just talked about it. Have have it sent to another court. I forgot what it was called that fast. But anyways, this message is called God Before You, Who Can Be Against You? And I want you to know God is the highest form of protection. God is the highest form of love, the highest form of power. And when I say God, I mean the God in the Bible. I mean the Ancient of Days. I mean Yahweh. I mean the Lord Jesus Christ. That's who I talk about when I talk about spiritual things. I'm not talking about going and doing this and doing that and mixing this together and burying this and binding this. And I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about you having a relationship with the Lord Jesus Christ, having a relationship with the one who created this world and created all these spiritual beings, or whoever these spiritual beings came from. I'm talking about God. Some people hate God and they living in this earth. You know what I mean? Don't you know God created this earth? Don't you? A lot of people don't understand that the devil works for God. You want to know how? The devil don't work for God. You don't want me to tell you how this is true, because there are certain places. There's certain places in the Bible where there's a certain ramifications. Every spirit on this earth has a certain level, or a certain ramification, or a certain boundary to where it can reach. Not every spirit can reach every boundary. That's why you have different spirits for different things. You won't have one spirit the one spirit that even if you someone conjured up a spirit, that spirit cannot execute any and every task. You might have a specific spirit that specializes in driving people crazy. You might have a specific angel that specializes in bringing certain messages or certain blessings just because of its ranking. It's the same thing. So every spirit or everything has a limitation to it, and but God doesn't. God have no limitation. He's the king, but he moves like the queen on the chessboard. You can go anywhere you want to go, however you want to go. But the thing about that even if a pawn is in his way, he can jump over and keep moving. You know, it's not he's not stuck or stagnant. So that's why I say that, man, because I experienced that. I experienced, man, that man, if God be for you, who can be against you, man? You can have the whole world against you, man, but man, God can still, bounce you back, man. God can still love you, man. God can still have mercy with you, man. There's plenty of times, man, where a lot of people, man, some things that I experienced, man, dealing with people, they do witchcraft or whatever, they'll try to, people put alcoholic spells on you and put, they do certain things, but these are influences. A lot of times, a lot of things that really was pushed on me and tried to influence me, I wanted to do it anyway, so I couldn't really blame anybody. Like, man, I wanted to drink. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't because I had a hard time. It wasn't because, things were going wrong. Man, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to drink anyway. There was just something in me that's always been in my bloodline. Not saying that I'm hooked to it, but that was something that that was something I wanted to do anyway, even though they tried to influence it. You know what I mean? I wanted to do something. Sometimes, I get frustrated and I wanted to cuss anyway. You have to send no arrow through my throat chakra. You know what I'm saying? To try to make me cuss or make me, you know what I mean? To give you, you have to do that. I want to cuss anyway. You know what I'm saying? I felt like cussing anyway. And I hate to say this, but God know me. You know what I'm saying? I ask God for forgiveness, but you know what I'm saying? Even the small things or little things. But I tell God, I just keep it real with God and let God know. Hey, there's some stuff that I want to do anyways. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you don't make no excuse. You hold yourself accountable. And man, I just thank God, man. But I want anybody, man, to know if they're going through something, man, if God be for you, if you're on God's side, no matter what it is, man, God will work it out, man. If God be for you, nobody can be against him. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. And also there's no weapon that will be formed against you that will be able to prosper. Yeah, it'll be formed. Yeah, you might feel the debris of it. Yeah, you might feel the little energy drain and the spells and all this or whatever going on, man. You're gonna feel it, but you're not gonna feel it to the degree, to the point that the people wanted you to feel it to. If it was up to me, if it was up to somebody else, I've been dead a long time ago. I come around people and people feel like they just now met me and they feel like, you know what I mean? It starts all over again. People start to be jealous, hating on you, doing spells on you. I'm just like, no, excuse my language, but I'm just like, nigga, dude, you know what I'm saying? You don't even understand. You don't understand the 4 or 5 other groups of people before I even met you and what I've been through before I even got here. I don't think I just popped on the scene all of a sudden, we're going to give him something he never been through before. It seems like everywhere I've ever been and everywhere I've ever been in life, I've had to go through the same thing. One person, everything be cool. People love you, love to be around you, and then it's always that one person that goes and that's secretly hating, that goes and who did this guy, rally up people, manipulate people, lie on you, you know what I mean, get everybody to turn themselves against you, this guy, and then it just starts from that. Gang up a group, have the group attacking you over some lies and try to manipulate people. So everywhere I go, it's been the same thing, you know what I'm saying? It always starts with that one person, you know what I'm saying? That one person that's manipulate everybody against you, but man, it's all gonna work out, man. I told you guys it's gonna be short, but you can go and read it at, I believe it's Romans 8:31, but read 8:28 through 31. You know what I'm saying? This words of edification of Caleb. But I love you. No one ever told you they love you. I love you. I know how it feels not to feel love. Peace.